Chapter 7.
Yes, that.
This is a thing that we do.
Long ago,
No!
in the distant past.
No! Shut it! Shut up! Put a sock in it!
What?
My gosh.
Are you telling me that we are not starting every episode with that recap of the story's premise?
Listen,
No.
it was funny the first time, but you can't do it every time.
Long ago, in a distant past, I, Ixis Nagas, unleashed an unspeakable control. But the foolish Sidrian maiden, wielding 7 emeralds, stepped forth to oppose me. Before the final strike was struck, she opened an interdimensional portal and sucked me into another dimension where my control is low. Now I seek to return to the Mobius and undo the future that was made by that Sidrian.
I cannot believe you did that.
This is the greatest! At this point in time, I have run out of openings and introductions and presentations and whatever it is you're supposed to be doing at the beginning of a show. So let's just get into this chapter because I bet it's pretty long as well.
Yes, I bet it is. And let me show you this pie chart in this presentation that I've made of how long a chapter lasts for.
Yes, as you can see in this pie chart that you cannot actually see.
Damn it, Madhog, you are not supposed to tell them.
Okay.
Why are you telling me not to break the fiction when we are literally here to break the fiction?
They can't see our chat, so we could pretend that there was an actual pie shot, making it seem like we're actually making effort with this thing.
Okay, I have a physical copy of the pie chart in my hand. You can hear it. You can hear the
Yes.
pie chart that I have in my hands.
Yes, I just airmailed it to him just now.
It has been 3D printed for my convenience.
How
Let's
does it
begin
taste?
this stupid chapter of evil. Chapter 7. Tails was having that gruesome dream again. It included ellipsis. His psychotic reflex, holding an axe, apparently ready. I know, we've been through that already. Apparently ready to slice him in half.
That is not a good reflex.
Although, now that the frightened Vulpine thought about it, there were some peculiar differences.
You
Instead
really
of...
like that word.
What, peculiar or differences?
Yes, peculiar.
When you know cool words, you want to use them. Tell me peculiar isn't a really satisfying word to spell out slowly. Peculiar.
Yes, but when you use too much, it loses all the taste.
Peculiar. Peculiar. Instead of its usual evil, maniacal face, his murderous twin had a suspiciously joyful and idiotic expression.
Duh.
And it was also wearing a strange woodcutter outfit. Oh
What?
no. So I've read ahead of this chapter, so I know what's coming up next, and I am
Yes.
sorry.
You're not. Don't be.
Well, okay. You've got me there.
Mm-hmm.
It's your...
Scandinavian tales.
Your
Icy Pal.
goddamn line, Icy Pal!
I needed to mute one of my channels because it started getting bombarded with messages.
Oh, well, that's very thoughtful of you. Now read your goddamn line!
Madhog the director.
What the?
Before Tails could even finish the phrase, its reflex started to sing? And a 1, and a 2, and a 1, 2, 3. Oh, I'm a lumberjack. Okay. I sleep all night and I work all day. This is the worst synchronization that there ever was.
That's because, online synchronization does not work.
I know it doesn't, but this is worse than usual. Also, yes, for those at home wondering just what in the world is happening here, I have
Put in a Monty Python reference.
I have literally written down here the lyrics from the Lumberjack song from Monty Python's Flying Circus. Because why not?
Because it gels well with the story and the characters' feelings.
It gels well with my insanity, that's for sure.
What better prelude could there be for starting a war for the future of the entire world than a lumberjack song?
It is a very peculiar choice.
It's a very peculiar choice indeed. You will not ruin that word for me. Suddenly, a whole bunch of other Tails' clones, dressed like Mounties this time, came out of nowhere and sang in chorus. He's a lumberjack and he's okay. He sleeps all night and he works all day. Then the woodcutter Tails continued while randomly swinging his axe around. I cut down trees, I ate my lunch, I go to... This is not the part that's a chorus, guys. On Wednesday, I go shopping and have butterscorns for tea. And then again, the Mounties chorus. He cuts down trees, he eats his lunch, he goes to the lava tree. The lava tree.
On Wednesday he goes
On Wednesday, shopping and have
butterscotch.
butterscotch. Oh my gosh! This is the worst Mounties chorus I've ever been part of.
Again, online harmonization never works.
Well, somebody tells that to Avatar.
We can at least take solace in the fact that apparently Canada survived the apocalypse. Or at least the Mounties.
They went on and on for a while, until they all got tread on by a giant human feet.
Symbolism!
No, it's literally the giant human feet from Monty Python's Flying Circus.
That's what it does.
It's no symbolism.
So you mean it isn't meant to show us that how humans are evil?
No.
No.
It's just here just for the sake of it.
The song was hearable though.
Yeah, sure. Us being hearable, that's a good one.
Commented the baffled Kitsune. Gee, you are mine is a total mess. Your grammar is bad too.
Yes, we know. We figured that out a few weeks ago, at least.
Tails slowly turned to fix his blue-eyed gaze over the intruder. He smiled when he recognized his unwilling son.
Hi, Void. What can I do for you?
Asked the suddenly paternal kid.
How's your sex life?
Do we need to have the talk yet?
Should we talk about the foxes and the flowers?
You mean pistils and stamens?
No, the foxes and the flowers. It's much more appropriate to the situation. Oh my gosh.
Good job.
Good job indeed.
I don't know how I keep doing this to you.
The Sigirian didn't like his tone. It made him feel like a baby boy. And Tails yells, "My baby boy!"
If you hadn't done that, I would have.
I know you would have. I think we're starting to get on the same wavelength. Grammar mistake by grammar mistake. One step at a time. Don't talk to me like that. Wah! He sorely replied. The two-tailed would-be daddy smirked. He owned the plant boy.
Oh my god.
Oh my.
Yes, well, As in mid-2000s popular slang, own.
It was a weird time for the language.
Yes, everybody kept getting owned and pwned, left and right. Yeesh.
So, have you asked Norgus yet?
He changed the topic. The black-eyed boy crossed his arms in an I'm all business, I'm all business kind of pose.
Oh, that's cute.
That is
gosh.
very, very cute. The fox could see himself in him. I did ask Norgus about my mother, the Sidrian said.
And...
Oh my gosh,
Are
Icy
you-
Pal's voice sounds like as if
Icy
it's
Pal,
about
are
to
you
break.
going
Tails'
through puberty again?
Well, Tails is.
Well, he's prepubescent at the moment, but I'll let you know when that happens.
Not in this fic.
No, but maybe somewhere along the lines. He said ominously. He showed her to me. The fox's eyes widen. He wasn't expecting that answer.
What?
Oh gosh! You're killing me there.
What?
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 The surprised kid yelled in amazement. He couldn't believe that the sorcerer did just show Cosmo to her son without even trying to avoid the question. Void noticed the Mobian's reaction and grinned mischievously. He could finally get it back to his daddy.
Please don't put
Oh.
daddy in quotation marks.
Daddy!
He's returning something to Tails. What is it?
I've been very naughty, daddy. Spank me, daddy.
No.
That's not spanking, that's something else.
That's slapping.
Ooh, my Devar.
Slapping the the face.
Slapping the chick! Oh, I applaud you. Oh, I can't believe we are breaking the Varin records time.
You're not breaking
Yeah.
anything. Oh.
Can you break something that is already broken?
Yes, and I tell you what, she's alive thanks to the master, he proudly added. Another shot into Tails' lower parts.
Why lower?
He was wide-eyed and speechless because
Well,
of the
of course
shot
he
into
was.
the lower parts.
Well, yeah, everyone would be after getting shot under their belt.
Void laughed internally, then he went serious again. Just in the way his two-tailed interlocutor used to do. I seem to love this word.
Yeah, it's like you're trying to ruin a word nobody knew the existence of.
Yes, I am trying to ruin a word nobody knew they hated. Specifically you and you. I'm pointing at both Devar and Icipal. You cannot see it, but you get the idea. But when she chaos controlled herself and that rocket away, she broke the time and space rift. And in doing so, she sacrificed her own life force. Sadness was visible in his empty eyes. If Norgus wouldn't have frozen her body, she would have died because of the accelerate aging process. It is very easy to bamboozle this child, isn't it? He concluded.
Why do you think Ixis Norgus chose him as his minion?
Because
And
he was a literal
second-hand
newborn baby?
He is easy to manipulate.
Well,
Isn't that right, mind slave?
no. Not at all. Okay, the foxy kid at all took a minute for letting those informations to sink inside of his enhanced brain. You know,
Yes.
if you have to remind the audience that he's supposed to be a genius, you're not doing a good job in portraying him as such.
Yes, Tails, brag about that big brain of yours.
He
It's
could
the only thing you have left after all those shots to the lower parts.
He could clearly remembered that day. He would have never forgotten it. His beloved Cosmo put herself between the deadly weapon known as Project Doomsday, trademark, and himself. Her body started to shiver, for no mere mortal can resist the evil of the thriller. Sorry, her body started to change, to grow. Oh yes, that happened. As the boy genius he used to be, he'd heard everything about the possible existence of other dimensions and the theory that each and every one of them had their own physical laws, including time and space. When Cosmo teleported herself and a nuke into another plan,
Yeah, a better one.
her contact with a different reality had a tragic effect on her own natural timeline, allowing the aforementioned accelerate aging process. I'm going to trademark these three words together. That has been the price she paid for saving this undeserving planet from certain annihilation. Fancy that. Tails
Good for
recomposed,
you.
Tails recomposed himself into a decent form.
Yeah, he decided to remodel himself into classic Tails.
Before asking a very important question to Cosmos progeny. It's supposed to be progeny, not prodigy.
Yes.
Yeah,
Get
he
it
said
out
that
of
last
your
chapter
system.
actually as well,
Yes.
strange enough.
I did not know about that word at the time.
Yeah, you know, English not your first language, so it's pass.
Yes. I would like to see you learning Italian. That should be funny.
Not really, I'll probably just butcher your language and make it sound like some sort of ancient language that doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, you mean like every single time Anglo-Saxon sounding people try to speak Italian?
You should hear them trying to speak Finnish. The pronunciation kills me every time. How is she?
He had to ask it. He would have died with grief otherwise. Void tried to think of the proper words to describe her. She is beautiful. She's perfect. Then he frowned. She looks as young as you are. Both my parents are so stupid, he said,
Stupidly young.
hinting his obvious frustration. He was the only teen whose parents were younger than him, after all. That should be a premise for a sitcom. Tails, on the other hand, was the portrait of solar happiness. So, Cosmo was back at her usual youthful aspect, just like he used to see her in his dreams. He then abruptly turned thoughtful again.
That Nagus is more powerful than I have imagined.
He muttered under his breath. What you say? Asked Void.
You have no chance to survive. Make your time. Ha ha
I
ha.
was thinking about that, but I decided against it.
Why is it here? Don't ask. You shall not receive an answer. Speaking of that, answered a sudden robotic voiced Tails. What the ficus was that?
I spell?
I'm reading ahead and to figure out, am I supposed to sound like regular Tails or robotic Tails?
Just sound like regular Tails. I'll fix it in post.
I know you will, because you love the post.
Yes, the post service gets a lot of slack, but they are still very diligent people doing their jobs.
I mean, Ross works there.
He does, doesn't he?
Yes. Well,
I'm
that's
so
half.
sorry for him.
Don't be. His second job is Walmart.
Now his first job is Walmart.
You know
Think
what I
about
mean.
that. Can you read your goddamn line, please?
I would if you stopped getting in the way all the time.
Just read your goddamn line.
Fine, Dad.
Good.
Ahem. Sorry, my hyperactive mind tricked me again.
The Volpine scratched the back of his goddamn head in the classical embarrassed manner.
You still didn't tell me the real reason behind your intrusion into my head.
He added, adopting a smartass expression, which clashes with the fact that he's going through puberty, apparently. Avoid, tell me what I want to know. All the Chaos Emeralds have been collected. We already own 4 emeralds, and I'm well aware that you have 3. I know things. I'm smart. Tails looked a little baffled at this.
No, me and Sonic only have 2.
He corrected.
When I heard him say that line, I can't help but think of Icy Pal, tried going from Mario then for a minute.
If it sounded like that, it wasn't intentional. Me and Sonic only have 2! Now, I can see now why you see that.
Don't play games with me. I know your echidna companion have one of his own. Wahoo! Tails smiled a satisfied smile.
So, Knuckles collected 1 I didn't know about it. Thanks for the information, Sonny.
Sonny? Boyd realized his mistake. Don't! He yelled while smashing one of his clothed hands on his forehead, which made him bleed.
It's not dough, it's dough.
Yes, it's what I said. Dough!
Dough.
I'm reading this as
D-H-O.
dough.
D-H-O.
Yes, I'm aware that it's not spelled correctly, which is really sad. But, okay. Tails crossed his arms, his grinning facial features, at the line, "Father knows best," written on it. This is the most awkward exchange possibly ever in this entire fanfiction, and that's saying a lot.
So I guess Tails is Hulk Hogan now, with Hogan knows best.
And what you gonna do, brother, when the power of the 24-inch Pythons is gonna run through you, brother? 24-inch Tails in this case. Oh my gosh.
What you gonna do when my enhanced brain drives you into the corner, Sonny?
Hulk Hogan, I'm coming for you, for I have the power of the mother aliens from the spaceship.
Okay, let's continue, guys.
I can do all of them. The distressed teenage plant resumed his composure. Look, I want to challenge you, and you're too quill-headed. Okay, I'm resuming the normal voice. Look, I want to challenge you and your 2 quill-headed friends in a fight for the emeralds. Winner takes all at WrestleMania. Points at the sign.
Considering that you have 4 and our heroes have 3, that doesn't sound fair.
I'm gonna take you on, Tails, in Mobian Madness.
Oh yeah!
Mobian Madness. Oh yeah, it's Mobian Madness. He bluntly stated, "Would you like some Slim Jim?" He bluntly stated, finally getting to the point. Which took a while, come to think of it. Tails seemed to frown a little. He didn't really want to fight his son, and he was quite sure of the fact that neither him wanted ellipsis.
Considering Void's inner thoughts, that is not true. That's impossible.
But he couldn't allow Ixis Nogus to be freed. Therefore, he had no choice.
I accept.
Thank you for reading your goddamn line, he confidently replied. Very well. Let us meet on Angel Island at dawn. Tails at dawn. You have to figure out to come. Farewell.
And how are you going to get his Chaos Emeralds if he can't even come to the place of battle? Your plan is stupid. You are stupid.
What are you talking about? My plan is great. And the
Sure.
void-eyed one just disappeared.
Angel Island, eh?
Before the kid could even finish his mumbling, his woodcutter clone came back and resumed his song. Yes! Yes, this is what we signed up for.
Everyone together now. 1 and a 2 and a 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. I sleep all night and I work all day. The chorus of Mounties followed suit. He's a lumberjack and he's okay. He sleeps all night and I hate all of you. Die in a fire. I mean, Tails had an idea and he decided to join the song as well.
This is a great
I
plan.
have a question for all of you. To reach this Angel Island, tell me how to do.
I have a question for all of you. To reach
That
this
is
Angel
also-
Island, tell me how to do. It's how it's supposed to be sang, which is what matters. You completely keyed out on that one. Again, the chorus. He has a question for all of us. To reach this Angel Island, we will tell you how to do. The woodcutter's turn. I can't believe I am using this song as a plot direction. Okay. The woodcutter's turn. You need two gems, you need a friend. Then all you have to do is to wish to go there. Wait a minute. Knuckles didn't need a friend to get there.
He had knack.
No, he met Fang right after getting to the island through
I know, but it still
chaos
counts as a
teleportation
friend.
magic. So why do you need two people to activate teleportation? Does that mean that Knuckles is more powerful than them?
He also did not have 2 Chaos Emeralds.
With 2 Chaos Emeralds, it should even be easier.
Maybe it's so stupid.
Yes.
It is metaphorical because we all need friends. Ah.
I mean, we do. I wish I had some.
Ooh.
Okay, I'm kidding, of course.
Maybe the true friends were the ones we made along the way.
They are the ones we buried along the way. I mean, we met along the way.
Rise from your grave.
The chorus again. He needs 2
Needs
gems,
two
he
gems,
needs a
he needs a
friend.
friend.
Then all
Then
he has
all
to
he
do
has
is
to
wish
do
to
is
go
to go
there.
there.
Too many syllables for the notes to fit.
You can make everything fit if you try hard enough.
Just
I
so,
guess
so
that's the
says
problem.
the porn industry.
Long ago, in a squalid studio in Hollywood, I, Ixis Nogus, were the greatest porn star that ever lived.
That's because he killed everyone else.
Wait, hold on.
Hmm?
Guys,
What?
Tails went in.
Oh no!
He's in, guys.
But how? He got too many shots to the lower parts.
I'm in. Acker style.
Oh, maybe that's what it meant. He got so many shots to the lower parts that mini tails went in.
Oh no! This went
Well-
horribly wrong.
Well, this show has gone to the dogs.
Well, to the foxes.
What does the fox say? I thank you guys, you're really cool.
None of us can ever run for office.
Let's do this, please.
I thank you guys, you're really cool. Your suggestion I will follow suit.
Again, the chorus. He thanks us,
Guys,
guys, we're really cool. Our
Our
suggestion
So
will
it says
follow
he will follow
suit.
suit.
And then everybody sang together for the grand finale. Oh, I'm Foxy Fox and I'm so smart. I fight the evil and I kick butt. He's a Foxy Fox and he's so smart. He fights the evil and he kicks butt. I build some planes, I fly away. I go to save the world. The 7 chaos emeralds I will retrieve. And then I shall sing my love. He builds some planes, he flies away, he goes to save the world. The 7 chaos emeralds retrieve, and then he shall see his love. La 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 la. We shall never speak of this again.
Please.
The song was over, and so was the dream. That's...
The dream has died. It is no more.
Back to reality, or a unreasonable facsimile.
Of it.
Read your goddamn lines, Spicy Pal!
I am doing it, but you keep getting in the way.
You take too long! You activate the goddamn alarm!
Guys, put the handbags down.
We did this joke already!
Yeah, why did you bring it back up?
Because handbags.
I was talking to Madhog.
Oh, okay.
Wow, that was the weirdest dream yet, and I wasn't even into it.
Wait,
But
what?
you went in.
Wait, what?
He
Hold
wasn't
on!
even into
Hold
it.
on!
Yes,
Wait!
yes, he's not into Canadian.
This was Amy's dialogue!
Oh,
Oh.
well, we have to redo it. Oh, everyone, back to your post, redo.
Okay,
Okay.
Icy Pal, I need to apologize to you. This was not your line. Devar, read your goddamn line!
I would if you
I
were to get out of the way.
Get out the way, get out the Madhog, get out the way.
Wow, that was the weirdest dream yet. And I wasn't even into it. And I sounded like Tails for a second.
Her reptile companion motioned her to wake up. They still had a long road ahead, and they left the base only 10 minutes ago.
Only 10 minutes and she fell asleep.
Why did you leave the base, walk around 10 minutes and then take a nap in wherever you were? You could have just taken a nap in the base where there are probably actual beds and then left 10 minutes earlier than now.
Okay,
Wow.
okay, I'm coming.
You are reading way too hard on a meaningless joke. Also, chosen one. Reluctantly muttered the pink hedgehog known as Amy.
There's nothing reluctant about Amy coming, considering what we've seen of her character.
I am going to leave this call and never speak to you again if you keep at it.
This fic makes it way times 10 too easy. Times 10 minutes ago.
Specifically because of that, you should show some self-restraint.
Okay, let's continue,
Ah.
guys.
Okay.
Restraint.
Devar, yes.
Yes.
Bondage.
Westopolis
Oh my.
ruins, 5:30 p.m. It has been hard.
Jeez.
It has been very hard.
This can't be just an incidental coincidence.
I dare say it's an incidental coincidence. That's very coincidental and accidental.
It has been very hard for her to deal with her sin. Not just because of the physical act itself, but
I
also
have questions.
Past Madhog was extremely horny when writing this chapter.
I think I know who's the subject of this particular paragraph.
Yes, I think I know who this is as well.
Yes.
Not just because of the physical act itself, but also because of the emotion she felt, the feeling she endured. She loved him. She loved him with every fiber of her being. She didn't know the exact moment of when it happened, She didn't know if it was before, during, or even after the sinful, yet indispensable act.
Okay, so remember all those times in which we made fun of a sentence or a line of dialogue for containing accidental innuendo?
This is intentional.
This is very much intentional and it's not even funny anymore.
All she knew was that in her mind, Knuckles was a brother no more. He was the father of her unborn child. And now, he would hate her for the rest of his life because within reason.
Gee,
I'd say-
what did you think was going to happen, Tikal? That he'd be all happy about this?
Yes, that's exactly what happens.
Okay, so I'm just going to continue reading this. Incest. The extreme solution for saving the species.
I just
save any species
Oh,
from
okay.
extinction with just 2 living members left. That is not how biology works.
not according to the Bible. Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, humanity was born because Adam and Eve had children, which also had children with each other, and at some point there were enough of them that the incest was not relevant anymore.
And I think we have all seen how the gene pool has diluted.
Yes. Anyway,
I just love the bipolar tone you adopted in this sentence. Incest. The extreme solution for saving the species.
that's because I didn't want to read it out loud.
I love it.
For avoiding extinction, she did what she did because she thought it was necessary. Now she knew it's been a mistake.
Oh, well, good for you. Better late than freaking never.
Wow, I bet you. Watch it. I'm calling it. You know, it won't be her feeling bad for the thing she should be feeling bad about.
Well, I think it might.
Let's see. She felt so bad not because of the thing itself, but because, when she did so, she negated herself and, more importantly, she negated her sibling. This is a very weird word to use in this context.
I mean, I think she gave him a bit too much, and that's the problem.
The fundamental emotion that such activity should summon. Consensual love.
Okay, this is all worded in an extremely creepy manner, but at the very least, the message is clear.
Uh-huh.
She had forced him to do it. He didn't want to. She poisoned him, ignoring his protests, ignoring his pleads.
Devar, read the next sentence.
She practically raped him.
Oh, she practically raped him, you say?
She humiliated him. She played with his pride and emotions. She betrayed her only family. She got this video demonetized.
You'd be surprised.
And from that, there was no comeback.
There is no coming back from demonetization.
The orange echidna girl was caressing her belly, already trying to imagine what a mother could feel. This unborn child was her only consolation over this whole gruesome situation.
Oh, it is all about you, isn't it, Tikal?
She would have loved it, protected it, fought for it.
She would have called him George. She would have loved him and squeezed him and dressed him to look pretty.
A single tear came out from one of her beautiful blue eyes. She still wished for its unwilling father to be there, with his family, with her. Naturally, that wouldn't be possible, not only for the previous reasons, as stated,
As stated.
but also because of his unexpected journey on a certain magically hidden island.
What do you mean unexpected? You basically sent him there in a very roundabout way.
Not so long ago, she had this dream.
Not so long ago, in a land far, far away.
An old-looking echidna told her to open the way for the Red One to the mystic land of chaos.
Open your eyes and see that your eyes are open.
It's a deadly game.
Wear a disguise for me.
That's
Right
precisely.
into the open.
That's precisely what he said.
Yes, the song included. When it's cold outside and I hear the lyrics.
At first, she was left
Welcome to
baffled.
Team Yume, the musical.
She was
So
left baffled and confused by such
To the
riddle.
night there will be no
done?
shame. Always
You done?
I'm gonna be with you and make believe with you
You just
and
have
live in
that, yeah.
harmony, harmony all night, all life. Okay, I think I'm
then-
done.
But then, she finally understood who the Red One really was. You mean...
Oh my, this is a crossover with M&M's.
You
Hold
mean...
on a minute. Hold on a minute. When you say open the way for the Red One, oh no! Oh no!
Oh, they didn't mean that kind of open the way, did they?
I sure hope not.
Which one of the red ones?
Echidnas were practically extinct, and Tikal is more orange than red, so the only one that was actually red is the last male, being Knuckles. We are all here because she thought this was the right way to save the species.
That's why she used her innate magic on that Chaos Emerald. She casually found when she was very young.
I love it! This
So
is
that-
such an unexpected recurring gag.
Oh, look, there's Chaos Emeralds. That's very nice.
So that's what I should do next time I'm trying to find something I lost. Just casually look for it.
Actually, you would be surprised how many times that works.
That's why she sent her brother on that legendary place she somehow knew it existed. Somehow.
Yes, somehow.
Somehow, somewhere.
Always I'm
the
gonna be with you and make
rainbow.
believe with you and live in harmony, harmony all life.
She hoped that once above in the clouds, Knuckles would have found the proper knowledge he needed. And peace as well.
These sessions are getting more chaotic and insane as we go on.
Well, only way Knuckles is going to find peace after all that is with his head in the clouds.
We have a ram talking to her.
Mistress Tikal.
A rather tall ram said after entering her tent. The chosen conducer of the wrath of Mobius dried her tear and then turned to face her loyal subject.
I guess
Read
I
your
will-
goddamn line, Madhog!
Yes,
Get on
yes.
with it!
I guess I deserve that. What is it, Ari? No,
You
wait,
mean what
that's not her voice.
is?
Wait, it's not her voice. What is his... No, wait. What it... What... what is it? What it is? What it is? Okay, you guys confused me. You made me read this wrong. Damn it.
Yeah, because it's wrong. But you made it read it right the first time.
What it is, Ari.
Guess
There
we
you
managed
go.
to bamboozle him.
Said Tikal the echidna, because we really need to know she was the echidna, while masking her deepest emotions with the solid charisma and the determination that every good leader should have, rolling nat 20s every time.
Determination!
Actually, I killed that joke all the way back to the very beginning of this entire reading. You cannot say that after raising the standards so
Read your
much
goddamn
with
line!
that Aku, with that old Samurai Jack blurb you did last time.
I know, it was great. One of the proudest moments of my life.
Okay. The messenger has arrived, god damn it!
The messenger is roaming through the land. Sorry, I'm just thinking of that song that comes.
Read
at
your
the
goddamn
end of
line!
Final Fantasy Dissidia reference. Anyway, Ari's simple reply. His mistress's face lighted up.
Show me.
The Mobian ram gave to the young echidna a very peculiar device. It resembled a chow, if seen from the proper distance. Well, if seen from the proper distance, yes.
Read your lines right!
But in reality, the little flying being was anything but it.
Oh no. Could it be? No.
It was a mechanical puppet, a flying robot built from the best scientists in Mobius. Its similarity.
Science! How
It's-
disgusting!
Its similarity with those famous and innocuous impolite creatures was purposely studied for tricking the enemy.
Uh-huh.
This implanted ability, along with its flying, had made it the perfect war messenger. The communications between Tikal's army and Maximilian Acorn had been possible thanks to the little toy she was now holding tightly in her hand. She pressed a button on its head and it started speaking. No!
Oh yes!
While running, press the circle button to slide. It said with an amazingly obnoxious voice.
Yes, so in case you needed a what's it called again? Robo
Homo
chow.
chow.
In case you needed a homosexual chow, there you go.
Homo chow.
Why is it called Homo chow?
I believe there is a reason for it, it's just I forgot what that reasoning is.
Anyway, if you needed the Homo chow for some inexplicable reason, there you go. Stupid little Uncle Junk, work!
The Mayan dressed echidna was always short-tempered, she was. With technological devices.
Hey guys, the Mayans, or at least knowledge of them, survived the apocalypse.
They did not survive the white man, though, so who's laughing now?
No one, because they are dead.
Exactly, so moving on.
A thing that she had in common with certain someone she was related with. As if sensing the danger, the metallic imp decided to cooperate.
Wise decision.
The authoritarian voice of Sir Acorn himself came out of it.
Tikal, we attack at dawn.
Simple, effective, and right to the point. The now focused glare of the echidna fixed itself over her subject, almost shivered.
For no mere mortal can survive. Okay. Ari? Yes, mistress. The time has come. Gather the troops. We're moving now.
She would fight for her child, and now she could prove it. And now,
Well, good for you.
a paragraph break. So, Icy Pal, your turn to read.
Somewhere, 10:30 p.m.
Let me see who's talking here.
Oh, this is a long sequence of dialogues without indicators of whom is speaking. Okay, it's Sonic,
Sonic
and
and
Tails.
Tails.
Okay.
So I'm guessing Sonic's talking first.
So, let me get this straight. We have to go to this Angel Island Mondo place, battle the plant guy who beat the hell out of you, and if we win, we can all have the emeralds, right?
Yup.
And a bunch of foxy-like Mounties told you how to reach this flying land.
Yup.
While singing about a lumberjack.
Uh-huh.
In your dreams.
Precisely.
Which Amy also saw as well, apparently.
Don't question it. Dude, that's Mondo weirdo even for me.
Yeah, because I swear, Amy had this dream as well. That must mean that they're the one true pairing.
They really aren't.
You know, Tails, in the future, if you are having prophetic dreams, you might want to leave out the parts of Mountie singing about lumberjacks. It makes you sound crazy.
Read
I
your
am don't get
goddamn
in-
line!
don't- I am trying, but you just have to butt in. Take your scary butt somewhere else.
Oh.
I know, but we have to do it anyway, even without Knuckles.
Eh, good old Knucklehead is gonna miss the party.
Sonic, I am going to fight the son of the only person I've ever loved, and I'm like his father and stuff. It's definitely not going to be a party for me. Sonic looked his two-tailed younger buddy with a puzzled gaze.
Tails, what you just said sounded wrong in so many ways I can't count.
Like this whole fanfiction.
I would hate to agree with Sonic, of all people, but yes. You're a two-tailed fox kid who's not even 10, and you're a father of a teenage plant?
Well,
Well, if you put it like that.
Sounds like a sitcom that needs to be made.
no.
Yeah, no. I'm not being serious.
And by the way, I really would like to know who his mama was.
Tails lowered his head in shame.
Listen, it was a wild night. We drank too much moonshine.
We took too much water from the roots, and some of it was a bit too much for me.
Yeah, too much sugar water. In the short period he and Sonic have been together, they used to share almost everything. However,
Everything?
everything.
Oh, Jesus Christmas.
However, the Vulpine has always been reluctant about a certain argument, about talking of her. But he understood that in order for his hedgehog friend to trust him, he had to tell him everything he knew about this whole awkward situation.
That's
Oh
a bit of
boy.
an understatement, if you ask me.
Oh boy, I cannot wait for him to actually narrate all of this.
Yeah, so that must mean we have to go back to the first chapter of the first story in order to start over from Tails.
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Long ago in a distant past, I, Tails Miles Prowers. No, I'm not doing that again. The
Thank
kid looked up at Sonic again. His light blue eyes were showing extreme discomfort as he realized that he had never, not even one time, openly talked about Cosmo before. He took a very hard breath, dismissing his doubts. Before opening his mouth, he spitted out everything.
That's spitting.
Yeah, duh. He spitted out everything.
That's the sound of spitting.
Duh. He spitted out everything.
You sounded like a dog eviscerating a doll or something.
I was going for Tasmanian Devil, actually.
Terrible Tasmanian devil, I'm sorry.
Well, I'm not Tasmanian, thank you very much. Well, that was just culturally inappropriate for Tasmanians. About Cosmo, her life, death, the fact that she was not dead, the ominous project Doomsday, and her sacrifice, Boyd and his relation with him. Everything. 45 long minutes later.
Lies! This takes much longer!
It definitely takes longer, yes.
The tale was finally over. No, it isn't. We are still reading through it.
And Sonic is all like, wow, man. Tough break about your house.
That was way way funnier than it deserved to be.
Despite being the carefree creature he was, the telling of such events almost didn't let him to breathe or to blink,
Nor that he needed to.
which were things that he obviously didn't need to do since he was a robot. Nonetheless, the story did have an effect on him. His beeping brain was experiencing a very disturbing gamma of feelings.
He's about to explode.
Beep, 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 beep.
It's the sound of 56k modem. Connection lost.
Damn it! How can I read my Frank Willison fanfictions of Final Fantasy VII now?
They are about as old, aren't they?
All the Blue Wonder would do was whistle.
All the Blue Wonder could do.
Was whistle.
Wow, little buddy! I had no idea.
He tried to mutter. It's okay, really.
That
But
is
of
the dumbest story I've ever heard.
But of course, it wasn't. Seeing his friend's condition, Sonic did the only thing he would do when it came to cheer up people. He became over-enthusiastic.
That accomplishes the exact opposite effect. Come on, big guy! Let's go there, kick some Mondo nasty bat, and get the treasure, save the princess, and live sonically ever after.
Sonically!
Sonically ever after! That needs to be a title for something. It's outstanding in how bad it is.
You mean like for this episode?
Chapter, not episode. Thank you very much.
This is an episode when you put it on YouTube.
Ah, well, okay, fair enough. I thought you were talking about us having an episode of madness. These episodes have become an anthology of madness and confirmed for second season.
You mean the musical of madness?
Oh gosh.
He
Macho
declared.
madness.
He declared while raising his fist into the sky in the classical "Hell yeah!" pose.
Crash!
And then he turned to a statue.
Why? Oh, right!
Yeah, you know, Rao from Fist of the North Star. I don't like the show and I don't watch it, but I do know of that scene at least.
I watched only
Hi,
the beginning of the
Sipal.
show.
Hi, Sipal. Hi, Sipal, my good friend, my beloved compatriot. Read your goddamn line!
I was excuse me, Madhog, people are talking.
I don't care! I don't care! This is my show! Oh, wow.
Oh, whoa.
I can't believe you just said that to me.
Well, it seems to have worked.
Well, no, that's, wow, okay, wow, jeez.
Amazingly enough, that seemed to work on the kid who, by now, adopted his trademark determined look. Yeah, you're right. Let's do it, Sonic.
No, my mean fox.
He corrected.
Let's do it to it. I never understood what this catchphrase is supposed to mean.
I don't get it either, and it sounds wrong considering.
It basically means that let's go beat someone up, because let's do it to it. AKA basically, let's do someone up.
I don't think that's the case, but thanks for trying anyway.
Madhog, read your goddamn lines!
Yes, I will once the Var is done with his earpieces.
Yeah, I'm done now. I can actually, I can hear you again.
Also, shut up. Outskirts of the Mystic Ruins, 6 p.m.
Do you realize that at this rate, we will never reach Knothole before the end of the solar year?
I mean, you're the one who fell asleep 10 minutes after you left the base.
Yeah.
A very scornful Amy Rose complained. His fellow freedom fighter and trip companion was desperately trying to resist the urge of stabbing her neck with a poison dagger, Sekiro style, but she was right. Topical reference. Getting to Knothole by bare feet hasn't been his greatest idea yet. It definitely hasn't. Luckily for them, someone decided to come in their aid. His enhanced ninja hearing led Espio to sense the unmistakable noise of a vehicle in the immediate vicinities. As if on cue, the aforementioned vehicle arrived and stopped itself on the left side of the two Mobians. It was an overcraft, because we have those, apparently.
Hovercraft, not overcraft.
It was an hovercraft, and by the looks of it, I say it however I want to say it. A very fast Model 2. Hi! Oh gosh, it's this guy again.
It's a walrus. Who's the walrus?
Yep, it's Rotor the walrus. Remember him, Devara? He had one appearance, exactly one appearance.
So who's voiced him again?
I guess I'll leave it to you.
Hey, hi. You're freedom fighters, right? Where you going?
Asked the walrus on the driving seat.
Wanna ride, baby?
Not all.
Responded Amy. Obviously, it didn't come out from Espio's mouth because he doesn't talk.
Hey, hi. Me too. I'll give you a passage then. Passage? Well, like a line? From a book?
Oh, as in giving them a ride.
I'll give you passage to this location you need to go.
Yeah,
You're being unnecessarily pedantic over this.
I'm sorry, but it says I'll give you a passage, not
Exactly.
I'll grant you passage.
Well, come on.
Okay.
It's the same thing, basically.
Thank you, Mr. Rotor. Thanks a lot, Mr. Rotor.
She and her utter thankful chameleon companion put their tired selves on the overcraft's comfortable seats.
You two are going to join the army, right? Me too.
Suddenly said Rotor while driving away. Very casual, might I add.
So Rotor is like going to be the new recruit that's going to die in 5 minutes. Got it.
Never appears ever again. He doesn't appear in the story ever again.
Exactly. He narratively dies.
You do know what just happened, right?
What?
Rotor just casually finds them.
Yes, I know.
Oh, casually finds him, yes. Okay.
Excuse you.
Excuse me?
Went the puzzled pink hedgehog.
Yeah, you know, final assault of a Robotropolis thing. All the Gun and Mobian forces unite against the Eggman Empire. The attack at dawn. It's on every TV news. Don't you have a TV?
This is the worst secret plan of attack ever.
Yes, it should not be publicly available. Why is it publicly available?
Yeah, I can imagine the news going like, today the secret attack will be held against Dr. Eggman's Robotropolis.
Please gather at aforementioned location in orderly lines. Remember to bring some books in case of queue times are expanding unexpectedly.
Also, please remember as well, do not tell the Dr. Eggman. This is a secret.
Mobians, hush. If undeniable bewilderment was a living being, it would have had the features of an horrible elf hedgehog, elf chameleon-like creature, because in the exact same moment in which the two of them heard the astonishing news from their driver's mouth, they both yelled a mastodon-like scream in utter surprise, like if they had been a unique individual.
Ooh,
Espio talked.
Espio screamed. I guess he's allowed to do that. A very loud "What?"
What?
Could have been heard in all of Mobius, while a certain unfortunate walrus almost had an accident due to his suddenly damaged ears.
Yeah, I would hope so that he had damages after that because
You know-
that's why he doesn't appear anymore. He couldn't join the army because of the ear
they killed
damage.
him.
You know what really saddens me?
What in this case exactly?
I never get to see Rotor sending in the boys. Remember that?
No.
Somewhere, 11 p.m.
Is this an episode of 24?
Ding. Ding.
Might as well be with how it's jumping to and fro.
You know, I trust you and all, but are you sure it's going to be that easy? Coming to this place, I mean?
Would you doubt the word of a bunch of singing mountains and a woodcutter?
You're right, it was dumb of me to ask.
Exactly.
Good point. Those people never gets wrong.
Those people never get wrong.
Unlike this
Get
sentence.
over it, Devar. Get over it. Otherwise, we'll be here all week.
All eternity.
Indeed.
Tails?
Yeah, Sonic?
I love you, man.
I love you too. Let's make out.
You
Point needs a second mom.
Are you done?
No.
Mouth-on-mouth action still continues.
I'm not usually the responsible guy around here. That's the understatement of the millennium.
Oh, really? I didn't notice.
Sarcasm was evident in the kid's tone.
But are you sure that leaving Nuttall... Leaving? Oh my gosh! It's leaving as in L-I-V-I-N-G.
Knothole was a transformer all along.
Leaving Nuttall! The power of leaving Nuttall compels me, without telling anybody, especially your very hot mommy, was
Mommy?
a good idea.
Are you
Yeah, Sally.
Your
but still.
mommy. Your mommy.
Sonic, they're cool, man. Don't Lloyd Irving this.
Your hot mama. Oh, mama.
Oh, mama.
Oh, mama.
Well, you see, Tails, even your friends call me mommy too.
Oh, yeah.
Sonic
Sonic almost scolded. Tails put on a face.
Okay, first of all, stay very away from Sally, I'm warning you. Secondly, in Knothole, they are all too busy preparing for the assault for noticing our sudden disappearing. Or for stopping us, for that matter.
He paused for a second and looked Sonic dead in the eyes.
Plus, this is too important. Not only for me, but for the cause of the conflict itself. With the full power of the Chaos Emeralds in our hands, we'll be able to destroy Eggman once and for all.
And for all.
Okay, I see the problem here. Okay,
Yes.
there is supposed to be a D at the end of end, but there is an F. So
Yeah.
AMF for all. Okay, okay, that's...
Yeah, it's an effing problem.
Tails declared with a hint of glee in his gaze.
Okay, so in my keyboard, the F and the D are right beside each other.
Yes, so
Yes,
most
that's how-
likely you probably tapped the wrong key there. Sonic weakly smiled at him.
Yes, you get a smile a week. Now that I think about it, I have personal issues in this thing too.
Suddenly I have a reason to be in Dory.
What do you... Oh, yeah. Shadow, isn't it?
Is technically your son too because of cloning reasons.
Yes,
Wow,
because-
this is so stupid.
Yeah, because, you know, Solid Snake and Big Boss.
No, forget about that. This is Spider-Man clones.
I thought Spider-Man clones were much worse because there was more of them.
Exactly. There's two of them in one body.
Read your goddamn line, Madhog.
Devar just...
Oh yeah, I threw
Devar
you off. Sorry.
Devar threw me off because said your name. Okay. Yep. And his brother Mephiles. My sons!
My sons,
My sons.
muttered the now frowned hedgehog. Sorry, since I was taken aback by him saying my sons, and I was like,
Hey, Sonic is a dead. Way past cool.
Tails emitted a sigh as well, like the audience. Oh god, this man's a dad.
Can we just talk about what frowned hedgehogs look like? How do you frown a hedgehog?
Okay.
No, anyone?
No.
No one? No one is a
Icybal.
biology teacher here?
Icybal, you know
Okay.
what I'm about to say to you, so...
Line. Before he says it.
I still find it hard to believe this whole cloning thing. That is completely unbelievable. Who would come up with such a ridiculous idea like cloning? It makes no sense at all. Now, making babies with a plant who are older than you, that's the true science.
Oh, well, gee, you've got me there.
Yes. Oh gosh, he got me.
I met them, you know.
The Vulpine's features showed genuine surprise toward his friend's sentence.
What? When? Was it in a dream? With mountains and lumberjacks?
Right before coming to South Island, in the forest, Shadow approached me and attacked me for no apparent reason, and I had to retaliate. I'll make you eat those words! We fought for a while and found out that we were evenly matched. Then he told me that he and his bro... Oh, right, were sons of mine. There is a period after bro, but it's supposed to not be a full stop.
Sonic smirked his trademark smirk.
Can ya imagine my mondo stupore at those news?
Stupore.
Well, there's something to mention for his future girlfriend, that he is a single dad.
Mondo stupore! That needs to be the name of something. A fashion show or a pop band.
Hello and welcome to Mondo Stupore!
Oh my god.
That does sound like a fashion store.
Tails scratched his head in the typical confused manner.
And then what happened?
And then we kiss. Nothing. He swore to kill me for proving to be the true ultimate life form. Those were his exact words. Then he just left.
Sonic, no, that's a lie. Shadow would not claim that you're the true ultimate life form.
I think the sentence is supposed to be that may mean that Shadow is going to kill Sonic to prove that he, the Shadow, is the true ultimate life form.
That's it. What did Devar manage to misconstrue from this sentence?
That Shadow is going to kill Sonic because Sonic is proving to be the true ultimate life form.
Yeah, as in that he's proving Shadow to be inferior. That's what it tells me.
Moving on!
Yes, because Madhog cannot handle me
on!
analyzing things.
This is not analyzing, this is being pedantic and wrong. Moving on!
Okay, concluded Sonic. There, happy.
No.
It's Shadow, all right.
Giggled the fox.
So, it's family business for the both of us, huh?
Oh god.
You could say that.
It's just the two of them going to parents' meetings.
I guess at the school, I like to think this. The teacher
the
calls them
teaching.
at the parent-school meeting, the parent-teacher meeting.
Yeah, XX Nog has basically got tiny glasses going like, yes, I'm very concerned about your children. they're very rebellious pair.
Very edgy. They're going through a phase.
I am sorry to say to you, Mr. Morris Sonic, but your son Shadow seems to have an imaginary friend. I think this is showing that you are not spending enough time with him.
Well, Sonic would be a terrible dad.
Yes. Anyway, they paused for a second, looking down at their own shoes, seemingly depressed.
Those shoes are not as cool as they thought they were.
Tails is like, God dang, I wish I had Sonic shoes.
Well, how long have they been running around with those shoes on? They must be pretty dirty by now.
The shoes never get dirty, ever. Tails?
What?
Could you please not yell in my eardrums?
What?
Do you think Shadow and I look alike?
Absolutely not! You two have nothing in common. Not only your personalities, but even your appearances are completely opposite. I mean, you are a cobalt blue and he's black with red stripes. You have downward quills and he's got pointed quills. Even your eyes are different, not to mention the attire. Now, I haven't seen this Mephiles guy yet, but if he looks like his twin, then he's still got nothing to share with your aspect. Seriously, Sonic, even blind person could notice the difference.
Do you think that maybe somebody was a bit miffed about everybody always confusing Sonic for someone else?
Yes,
Well, they do it constantly in the game, so...
Yes.
Yeah, Amy
which
has hugged
is
every hedgehog.
Dumb. I think she's just an infomaniac.
She wants a polyamorous relationship.
Yes, but only with characters named Sonic, which is hard, for obvious reasons. Yeah, you're right. There's no way people are gonna mistake Shadow for me. He looks at the audience.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, elsewhere... Strange! My ears are whistling!
Somebody's thinking of you, brother. By the way, is it my impression?
You and your father look alike.
Shut up, Mephiles!
And then paragraph break.
Yes, that was short but sweet.
Not Howl Village. The gate. 8:30 p.m.
Oh, this guy again. He never learns, does he? You can not pass.
Ordered a certain bald and furless hedgehog.
No! Read normally.
Damn it. What is your bone to pick with voice acting?
Listen, I don't want to discriminate against your very heavy accent, but you have a very, very heavy accent.
Excuse me, sir, are you making fun of me accent?
I am not, but I am saying that sometimes even I have issues understanding what you're saying if you say it in a certain way.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I have to be honest about that.
Okay, I get it.
Thank you.
Ordered a certain bold and furless hedgehog who happened to be the unlucky guardian of the Not Whole Gate. Espio looked at him. Manic looked at Espio. Now kiss.
No.
Then he screamed in pain. Big surprise!
Okay, at this point, the joke is ruined.
I had to say it because it was written here.
I know, I'm just saying, it's the third time. The third time this poor disaster of an NPC gets his backside handed to him.
Espio, that wasn't nice of you.
Amy stated.
Oh, it's not that bad. A little brain commotion never killed anybody. I'm more worried about his tongue, though. Gee, I don't think it could be pulled out in that way. Amazing!
Added the enthusiastic Rotor.
I want to add it to my collection.
Espio just humphed. Espio just humphed.
Nobody really voices Espio because he does not have a
Yeah,
voice.
because no one actually voiced Espio, technically.
Well, you did that once when he screamed with Amy. What?
He did not scream what? That was Amy. He just screamed, ah!
After the last few weeks, he had developed a certain disdain over hedgehogs.
Oh, wow. That's how racism is born. By being mildly annoyed.
And this is racism towards non-humans, which makes it not cool. In this story,
Yes.
one could easily imagine why.
That's, double standards much?
Once the three of them entered the city, confusion and utter mess greeted them.
Hi.
Soldiers, guards, and militant freedom fighters alike were running all around the place. desperately trying to organize themselves into a decent army.
All right. Who's the wise guy who leaked the secret plan to the press?
Madhog, was it you?
What? No.
This spectacle was the confirmation the female hedgehog and the purple reptile needed. They were preparing themselves for a war.
Yes, running around like headless chickens equals getting prepared for a war.
Actually, as someone who has served in the army, it is a very adept comparison.
Oh, you have served in the army.
Every Finnish male has to go through a mandatory military or civilian service after turning 18.
That was a law here up until the class of 1986. I, luckily enough, was the first generation who was not forced to do either.
And while in Britain, only the people who are motivated to join are allowed to join.
So what, you showed up at the army recruitment center, you look shabby and a slob, and you say, guess I'm here to join.
No.
Nope.
No, people just go in if they want to go to the army. People don't want to go to the army, they don't go.
I would like to become a soldier.
I find it weird that your country, of all countries, still has this archaic rule, given that your presence in war or any sort of military action seems to be rather unknown.
Well, aside from peacekeeping duties, we don't have very much, military presence outside of our own country.
Lucky bastards.
I wonder where is the subscription point?
The walrus...
The what?
The subscription point?
The subscription point! What, are you going to follow the military on their YouTube channel? Are you paying a monthly fee to watch them on Twitch? What is the subscription?
I think the word you were looking for back in the day, Madhog, was enlistment.
Enlistment or enrollment?
Yes. The walrus that has been their driver and unexpected companion asked to no one in particular. The answer came from the less than comprehensible voice of a very unfortunate guard. Ooh.
Thou fast foofing for fefefna fut. All for fear.
Said the tongue-twisted manic while sleeping quite miserably on the ground.
The tongue twisted, literally.
Oh, okay, that was funny.
Fee, fa, fo, fum.
Five of an Englishman.
Oh boy.
Rotor's puzzled expression turned over Amy's.
What did he say? I think he's trying to say that the subscription point is in the central hut over there.
She said while pointing her arm beyond the mass of people.
Am I right?
She sweetly asked to the bold, furless, and now tongue-twisted hedgehog.
I'm just thinking, what else can he lose?
His virginity? No way.
Ooh,
That's the one thing he'll never lose by the looks of it. Well, I mean, unless he has a sister who's very thirsty for him.
Ah!
Wow, the war broke so hard that his connection went warbly.
Yes, well, I would be tempted to say that I regret saying what I said, but the reaction was so perfect that...
Saying that would be lying.
Yes, also in this context, we've seen and heard much worse.
Yeah, true.
Unfortunately.
He nodded, right before fainting because of the excruciating pain.
Don't worry, brother, I'm here.
Hey, hi. Thanks, bud.
And then Sonia shows up. Oh no!
Rotor cheered out. He started to walk over the questioned point. He then stopped on his track and turned his head over the other two.
You coming or what?
He said. Both Espio and Amy looked each other in the eyes for a few seconds, then nodded in unison. Amy returned her gaze over the walrus and solemnly a turd.
A turd?
A turd?
Are you calling her a turd?
A turd?
We've been waiting for this moment our entire life. The moment in which we could...
Yes.
Wait, what?
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 Why
What?
are you saying but or what?
What? Why are you saying what? Why aren't you continuing? What is this?
That's because I was doing my line, but then you said something.
Yes, when Amy said that they've been waiting this moment for their entire life, I said, really?
Oh,
And then you said
okay.
what? And
That's
I said
why.
what?
Okay, let me continue.
Read your goddamn lines! And I see, pal, you!
Me?
Oh, I'll get to you. I'll get to you soon enough.
That's what my GM at the university promised for 3.5 years.
We've been waiting for this moment our entire life. The moment in which we could finally put an end to this conflict. On this conflict.
Yes, we'll put the end sign on this conflict's dead corpse. Pure determination and will was present in her body language.
Of course we're coming.
She ultimately added.
Everyone just stares at her when she just shouted that.
And Espio signs, Amy, not in public. Espio closed his eyes and
Chosen
smiled.
ones.
His obnoxious friend had matured so much over the past years.
When? How?
Well, I guess technically this could be considered maturing of this.
This is just a momentary epiphany, nothing more and nothing less.
Concerning if we knew what she was a few years ago. So.
Oh my gosh, was she even worse than now?
Exactly.
Ew.
He still remembered the day he found her, nearby that burnt orphanage.
Aha! Best story time!
Yay!
It was Amy who burnt down the orphanage.
If only that would be a great twist. Not really, but at least it would be something.
And the reason she burned it down was because every other child in the orphanage had been just robotized.
Or maybe she was Johann Liebert in Monster.
Guys, let's continue, please.
Okay.
We still got a lot to read.
She was a little scared kid with nobody in the whole world. She was dirty and overall shocked. She stared at him with her big, bleeding eyes, silently begging for help, for someone to save her from her sad excuse of a life. On that night, Eggman's SWAT bots came. She was the sole survivor. She had luck. At the time, Espio was already a solitarian wolf. A solitarian wolf, eh?
He had a political agenda.
No, he plays solitaire all the time. A
Silently.
Yes, silently, a silent one for that matter. He'd already suffered the demise of his comradeship, his family, by the hands of all those badniks. Those roboticized, those children.
That is
Those
a hard
robot
word.
children. Those roboticized children. It didn't took long for the chameleon to imagine what has been the tragic fate of all those kids in the orphanage. The only thought made his own spine to shiver.
You know, I was joking earlier about every kid other than Amy getting roboticized.
This was actually established as a thing that happens in this story. All the way back to part 1, Knuckles killed a bunch of roboticized children, and
Yes.
Espio happened to relate to that.
Yes.
Yes. So what's our child kill count thus far?
Significant. But it's okay. None of them were important.
Please carry on.
The
God's
little
sake.
kid in front of him had no idea just how lucky she's been. She was still staring at him, still pleading, still crying for help. Espio's cold heart softened. Despite his fears, despite the fact that he feared bonding with someone else after what he'd endured, he took her under his protective wing, or should we say horn. From that day on, they've always been together. He would also train her. He would even understand her troubled feelings. Yes, just like he seems to completely understand her right now. What he, however, would never understand was where the heck she would hide that gigantic hammer of hers. Wait, you mean you're not the one who gave it to her?
Maybe the hammer was within her all along. It's actually a part of her body that has just grown quite a bit.
Later on, they both joined the militia. The rest was history. A very poorly collected history, might I add?
Espio, are you coming or what?
Asked the impatient Amy. Espio exited from his deep thoughts, and
Deep,
looked
man.
back at the pink hedgehog. He was so proud of her, as it was clearly shown by him being annoyed at her at every single point in this story. If he could, he would have certainly said, "Let's do it together, sister." Totally radical.
Oh gosh. Can you imagine if he actually said that?
Maybe there is a reason why he never speaks.
Also,
I mean,
this would be quite nice if Espio actually, spent time with her during the story. Be like a brother figure to her.
Nope.
I mean,
Yeah.
the way this sentence is worded, it makes it sound like that Espio is incapable of speaking.
Well, actually, he does not speak because of a personal choice.
Then this sentence is misleading.
Well, it's been so long since he uttered anything that he forgot how to properly spell words. I like to think he has a terrible speech impediment. And that's why he never speaks. It makes him look cooler that way.
Somewhere. 00 p.m.
Yes, midnight. Shall we?
Sonic asked.
Let's!
Tails confirmed. And then they kissed. They both raised their respective Chaos Emeralds and yelled in unison.
Chaos Control!
That went better than expected.
Yes, it was like a 8 out of 10.
Too generous.
Knothole Village. Guest hut. 9:30 p.m.
Wait a second! It was midnight in the previous paragraph and then suddenly...
It's like 2 hours earlier.
Are we back in time? Have we been jumping back and fro in time up to this point?
Does anyone care?
No, not really.
I forgot who's doing Sally again.
You are Sally! Well, we've been through this!
Tails, it's me, Sally. Please open up.
Open up! I know you're hiding a cow!
I know you're hiding the cow level, Tails. She was practically pleading at her son's door, only to find it open. Sally entered the hut, and to her distasteful fear... she found it empty. There was a note on Tails' supposed bed. She picked it up and read it.
Oh no, she's bleeding! Call a doctor!
Yeah, it's like
So I was told that the past form of read is read. I was not told that it's written in the same way.
Yeah, I was told that basically doe was another way to say rabbit, but it was not.
Who told
What?
you that blatant lie?
I don't know. It was basically a friend of mine who was in my early days of writing.
Well, I hope you killed your friend for being a jerk.
Anyway,
so it's
there's
a letter.
letter here from Tails. So Icy. The funny thing is, Ross made the same mistake last night.
Okay, in fairness, you are the only two Scandinavian or Finnish friends we have, and there aren't many Finnish people to begin with.
But we don't sound alike at all. Unlike
You
Devar and Dantan.
It is not socially acceptable to make the mistake of confusing twins. It's twinsist. to do that.
Anyways, Icy Pal.
Yes. Dear Sally, first of all, I would like to say that I am not angry with you. I couldn't understand why you did that to me. Why did this happen to me? I made no mistakes.
This is
but
all
now I
spelled down in the
can.
letter, I like to think.
But now I can. You were just worried about me. We've been through a lot together, hadn't we?
Yes, remember all those times that we never had?
Yes,
Yeah, I
like this
mean-
flashback we are experiencing now is showing us.
I like how you know he says you were just worried about me, and I'm pretty sure she did say that. You know, she spelled it out for him.
At first, we've been friends. Then we became like brothers.
What?
But
Siblings. Okay, I'm really starting to think that Sally is actually a trans man, and she's been a trans man all this time, which would explain why she gets so many male pronouns.
Either that or she's a woman with the male parts.
Oh, you mean one of those very, very rare hermaphrodites? Or, you know, hentai D-girls.
or
Anyway.
it's just a bunch of continuous typos because the author made a mistake.
Yes. We'll go
Anyway,
with that.
so I did not know about the word siblings, and in the Italian vocabulary, we use the term brothers to refer not just to male siblings, but to female and male siblings.
How very
Ah.
inclusive.
Interesting. And in the end, we officially became a family when you adopted me.
Wait! Wait, it's I forgot for a second that Tails was writing this letter. I thought it was Sally. I don't know why I thought that. Because I'm so used in hearing Sally saying, "We are a family now, Tails. You're my son, and I am your mother." Did you get that yet?
Yes. You have always loved me like a son, didn't you? You
Yes,
wanted-
ever since you were 12 or something.
Sally or Tails? Because Tails is 9.
Sally.
Because if it was Tails, then that would be just make this entire timeline, age, acceleration, degeneration, all the more confusing.
Carry on,
Okay,
please.
Generation, Acceleration, Degeneration should be the name of a metal band.
You wanted me to be yours, right? I don't blame you. Carrying on. I don't blame you for that.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't want to be Tails' mama?
As a matter of fact, I'm honored that a beautiful and caring person like you wish to be the mother of someone like me. I've been quite a difficult kid, I'm sorry for making your life so hard. I'm also sorry that you had to drop your career for me. To be perfectly honest, I'm sorry for a lot of things. Too much for a single letter. But most of all, I'm sorry for never calling you Mom. Deep down, I knew that you wanted it, and I also considered you to be my mother, especially after the death of my parents.
That's not how emotions work! That's not how that works! What is this nonsense? Oh well, my parents are dead. Oh, new mom! Cool! It's basically Shelley Birkin from Resident Evil 2. Oh no, my parents are dead. Hey, can you guys adopt me?
Oh wait, that's a terrible thing to write. Once again, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry for saying that.
Sally, there's something me and Sonic must do. It is dangerous, and I cannot guarantee my survival.
Oh no!
This letter is slaying me.
But we have to do it. I wish I could explain it to you.
Yes.
You could, for example, write it down.
Yes, you took your sweet time to write all of this.
I wish I could tell you everything that happened during these twisted weeks.
No time to explain.
Instead, I'm going to tell you that if we will succeed, all the wars, conflicts, the deaths are gonna end once and for all!
How exactly?
Yeah, and I can think Sally, when she reads that first bit, she's gonna think, oh my god, Sonic and Tails are going to be doing it together because they're gay for each other. Wait, they're gonna end war? We're doing it?
Well, you see, after we exterminate humanity, there is no need for us to fight anymore.
Except amongst ourselves.
Superior race like Mobians would never start internal conflicts with each other. That is just silly.
Some superior races are more superior than others, somebody will say.
Yeah, let's continue.
We almost have gathered all the Chaos Emeralds together, and we can't stop now.
Don't stop me now. 'Cause I'm having a good time, having a good time.
Having a good time.
You always get it wrong.
Carry on.
I wish you luck with the impending assault, and I also wish to see you alive when I come back. If I come back. I love you, Sally. I love you, Mother. Tails. P.S. Isn't Sonic a total jerk sometimes?
Yeah, break the entire thing with that whole PS. Okay. And the broken-hearted, loving mother fell to the floor, crying like if there wasn't a tomorrow. By the look of it, it could very well be the case. You're right, hun. Your blue friend can be a real pain.
She's crying because she agrees with him.
She managed to say through the tears. She even smiled.
You keep cutting off on my end for some reason. I cannot hear you say the end of words.
She managed to say through tears. She even
again, it happened again. I cannot hear you say tears.
Wait, it's not happening to me.
May it happen on Madhog's end? Okay. She managed to say through the tears. She even smiled. A fake smile. A suffering smile. A tearful smile. A smile, nonetheless. Be okay, Tails. My son.
Tails, my son.
Be okay and return to me. I swear I will survive this battle just for you. She then stood up and dried her tears. Just for you.
You promise?
She repeated, more determined this time. With that said, she exited the hut. She had a war to be prepared for.
Be prepared.
We need to get through this because there's 2 sections left.
Angel Island, 5 a.m.
It's almost dawn.
Boyd muttered. He turned to her loyal companion and added,
Misgendering happening right now.
What?
He turned to her loyal companion.
Oh.
No, goes inform me. No.
No, that's Void, not Tails.
No, that's not Tails' voice. Okay. Nogos informed me that Knuckles is already on this island. How he managed to come here before us, it slips from my understandings.
I take it that happens a lot.
In the fanfiction, yeah.
How did we manage to stick for so long on this fanfiction? The notion slips from my understandings.
Blaze looked him back. Her gaze was depicted with the feline seriousness.
I'm sorry, your gaze was what?
Depicted with feline seriousness.
It's a meme. It's a cat meme.
Oh yes, right. I was Blaze.
Goddamn line.
I'll take him, she said.
Okay, I just realized Tails has Void to fight against. Sonic has Shadow/Mephiles to fight against. The conflict has been established, however horribly. But Blaze doesn't really have anyone to fight, any stake in it whatsoever, so I guess I'll just go fight Knuckles. Because he's free. Okay then.
The Cetrian stared at her gorgeous eyes, almost melting in them. From his expression, the cat could guess he was deadly worried about her well-being.
Be careful.
He managed to reply, I will. She kissed him on the cheek, making his light grey cheek turn blood red by the sudden blush. She giggled, and then she darted away. Whoosh!
Are you ready to see some war?
War! 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 War!
War.
War!
What is it good for?
What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Say it again now.
It's good for you. It's good for me. That's another song.
This is war.
Savages! Savages!
Cabbages, cabbages.
I mean-
They're not even human.
I could sing it from memory, but only in Finnish.
Outskirts of Robotropolis, 5:30 a.m. It was quite the sight. The army.
You're in the army now. Whoa, you're in the army.
There were several thousands between freedom fighters armed with white weaponry. Wait, white weaponry?
I'm not sure why it was important to tell us the color of their weapons.
I'm sure it means something specific.
We'll see. Let's continue.
Not all elite soldiers equipped with their usual electrified spears. The infamous group known as the Wrath of Mobius with their human arsenal and ammunitions. And some
How
random
disgusting.
last-minute warrior like a certain young hedgehog girl, a reptile ninja, and a goof-looking walrus. You know, all the important characters.
Yes, all the important characters, just like with Sonic Forces.
You know what? This was Sonic Forces before Sonic Forces. Maybe that's why I didn't hate it as much as I should have.
I would just like to say out that Rotor keeps popping up even though you said he's never going to appear again.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he's not mentioned again after this chapter. But I could be wrong.
Also, I love Infinite in his theme.
Hey, you! I am the sharpest of blades or something or the other.
Yeah, we talked about that before.
Yes, we talked at length about how stupid and ridiculous it was. All the soldiers were wearing a special outfit purposely made for protecting their vital organs during close quarters combats, which is what armors are usually made for. An armor made of some resilient yet light-weighted metal. The same material Eggman utilized to build his SWAT bots. During its past victories over the Empire, the Resistance has been able to collect plenty of it from the various robotic corpses. And now, such technology would have backstabbed the good old Doctor. He will never expect this invasion at this time of the morning, in this specific location.
I know, right? It's not like it's been, it's like it's been kept totally secret.
Yeah, it's not like it's been talked about in the latest news reports on TV.
Amy felt rather uncomfortable inside that vest. Most of all, she looked less confident than before. Espio, who was on her left, noticed it, and he managed to reassure her with his granite-like stare.
Yeah, that will help.
That's incredibly reassuring. After all those years they've been together, she knew that was the closest thing to a gentle word that could come out of a reptile brother. Where was all this dynamic before this one scene?
I know what you mean. It would have helped somewhat.
This comes out of nowhere. She just rolled her eyes in fake annoyance. Oh wow, we've been close the entire time, Espio. It's just that it was never shown or talked about in this entire story up until now. Whoops.
Yay!
Rotor, on the other hand, was very enthusiastic, just like a kamikaze before exploding. It was creepy. On the Wrath of Mobius side, all its warriors looked absolutely fanatic and ready to die for their ideal, if necessary, for death, for glory, for incest. Fanfiction. Truly a cause worthy of death. Bean, the green unstable duck, was holding his beloved cartoon-like bombs, ready to calmly explain to his enemies the reason why he's been dubbed Bean the Dynamite. Well, you see, people, once I throw the bomb, it explodes and you get killed. I brought with me a convenient chart to help explain how this works.
and while he's being explaining why his name is Bean the Dynamite, he gets shot by the SWAT bots.
Yeah,
If
and
only.
then he's on a missing wanted poster or something.
Bark the polar bear had his shotgun, and that made him happy. Scourge, the badass-looking Scar the Hedgehog, had a not-so-secret passion for Ingram machine guns.
Machine gun.
Machine gun! He's
Machine
ready to
gun.
play Metal Slug. He was
Machine.
grinning like a vampire before a feast of young virgins. Let's leave it at that.
That's one way of describing it.
I guess. Ari the Ram, the most balanced of the entire army, had a bazooka.
Yeah, that tells me that person is balanced.
That's the joke, and that's also the end of the sentence.
He's got a bazooka.
The nasty hyenas had their own set of weapons as well, along with the animalistic urge to ululate at the moon. I think that's a real word, but I'm not so sure at the moment.
I can't be bothered, Lucky.
Exactly. In front of them all stood their leader, Tikal the Echidna. She was wearing a different version of her average outfit. She was dressed like a warrior princess from ancient Greek mythology. You're either Mayan or you're Greek. Pick your poison. And
Well,
she had
it's
a
good
sword.
to know that Greek mythology survived the apocalypse.
And she had a sword bigger than herself was. Alongside the mighty god of war lady was her best soldier and friend, current honorary member of the Mobian Council, Bunny Robot. She didn't rely on weapons. After all, with her roboticized limbs, she was a weapon per se.
And she was strangely beaming for some reason.
Oh my.
We shall not talk about that. The two friends looked each other in the eyes and put on a friendly smile of approval. So, you and Sonic? Yep. And you and Knuckles? Yes, indeed.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Well, Tikal, at least you didn't need an USB cable.
A very anticlimactic scene considering their unfriendly attire. That's not the right use of the word, and also it is spelled incorrectly. D-. Ultimately, on the freedom fighters and not all elite side, former king Maximilian Acorn and his daughter Sally Acorn stood tall on the short cliff from which the ominous city of Robotropolis could be seen. A dark, dead mass of black and thunders. That's how the once flourishing reign of Mobotropolis. What? That's the actual name of the city.
You had to decide, is it the Robotropolis or Mobotropolis?
No, you see, it was called Mobotropolis, but then Eggman took over it and renamed it Robotropolis.
Ah, I had forgotten that.
You're forgiven for that. That's how Mobotropolis looked at the moment. Max's heart skipped a bit. Oh, heart
no!
attack!
Heart
Dead!
attack!
Oh, dark! Oh!
It was hard for him to look at what his beautiful kingdom had become.
In the hands of those dastardly humans!
Well, one at least. But it also gave him the strength and will to correct this mistake for good. He and Sally were wearing the classical military vest of the Acorns, a golden armor with a feathered helmet. Suddenly, the sun timidly rose from behind Robotropolis, creating a contrasting effect, an immense marvel partially covered by a greater horror.
I would just like to point out that it is incredibly stupid to attack towards the sun. It will blind your army.
I understand that, but on the other hand, symbolism!
Then you should be attacking from the sun, have the sun behind you.
Yes, we shall attack from the sun. We shall invade Earth.
Yes.
The old chipmunk looked his daughter in the eyes. She nodded in response. Then he raised the arm that was holding his loyal sword, preparing to order the attack. The strategy was simple yet effective. All they had to do was to keep Eggman's robots occupied, while Gun's army on the southwest part of the city would have to attack and destroy the shields and security systems that kept the city virtually impregnable. Simple yet effective. Thanks to Bunny's microchip, and ultimately, thanks to Snivelly, that was finally possible. The unmistakable silhouettes of thousands of stealth bots and SWAT bots were already heading in their direction. Jeez, it's almost as if they were tipped about this invasion.
I know, it's like Eggman knew they were coming.
Yeah,
How could he
that
ever
happen?
know?
Yes, someone is a traitor in our midst.
Maximilian Acorn ordered the attack. His army cried it to all the others. This is a very Rome Total War.
Yeah.
We are attacking. Spread the word.
Tikal, Bunny, and the rest of their group braced themselves. Amy held her hammer tightly. Espio had his shurikens ready, and Rotor had a mighty wrench. And so, the war began.
Dun dun dun.
End of chapter 7.
Oh my gosh, thank goodness it's over.
There was so much UST in this chapter.
There was not.
Yes, there was. All the innuendos. All of them.
Does it even count as innuendo if it's talking about very specifically sex?
A lot of things to make fun of course. Yes, as always. And lots of things that could have been better.
Thanks for joining us, everybody. This has been chapter 7. We're getting so close to the end of this travesty.
3 chapters to go.
Yep,
3 chapters to go, and they will be long.
3 is the magic number.
Can now 3 chapters to go in the Tales saga. Can now brave heroes survive it till the end? Will their sanities hold together?
And will the story make sense at some point?
And will Rotor send in the boys? Only one way to find out. Until next time, everybody.
To this,
Take care,
on
buddy.
the same Yoom channel, same Yoom time.
You may.
Goodbye.
And it ends with a correction.
You can fix that in post.
Stop telling me what to goddamn do!